Hi guys, it's me, the Dweeb. I am officially all wrapped up and caught up with 90 Day Fiancé, and I don't know what to do with the extra time that I have in my life now. I am very slow to the game, as I said last week with my 90 Day Fiancé-ish, and I pretty much ran through all 7 seasons in about a month, so that's cool for me. I should get, like, a medal or something. I started, like I said last week, I'm just repeating myself right now. I started with season 5, then went to 4, 3, 2, 1 because you should never start a show like that on season 1. You will fail your binging process because it will be boring. You need to start with the most relevant because that's going to be the most exciting because it's relevant, and then work your way down once you're hooked. Of course, that's all that was on Hulu was 1 through 5. And then I, of course, got on the, what is it called? No. What is it? On demand. Lost my train of thought, didn't know the words, but what's new? On demand. They had season 6 and 7, and so like I got through that in like a week, and now I'm completely caught up. And the reunion, or it's not called a reunion, it's called a couples tell all, was this week, and we're going to talk about it now because it just happened and I'm all caught up and I'm excited. So, yeah. I will say that this season was good, but season 6 was an absolute just masterpiece. So that is going to be hard to catch up with, but it tried. Okay, so with that said, if you are new to 90 Day Fiancé, start with season 6, then go to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then 7. Okay, cool. So I thought the tell-all was a little bit boring compared to, like I said, season 6. That tell-all was insane, and I think my hopes were just like way too high up because I had just come off of watching season 6 tell-all. So the couples that we had Anna and Marcel, we had Annie and Robert, we had Natalie and Mike, Angela and Michael, is it Tina something, and Shy something. I don't know. You guys know how I am with names. It's not my forte, but there's another couple. And is that it? Are those the only ones? Oh, and then of course my favorite, Juliana and what was his name? Was his name also Michael? Anyways. So those were the couples. The Juliana and we're gonna call him Michael. They were my favorite. I actually felt like they were just like very, very genuine. I really liked how the old wife Sarah and the new wife Juliana got along, and they were just kind of like coexisting in each other's worlds, and that was just like really cute and really rare because that shit never happens in real life. Well, that was real life, but it never happens usually. Anna and Marcel were by far my least favorite couple. I actually love Marcel, but I hated Anna with all the fiber in my body. Like, Marcel was so cute, and like he broke my heart so many times and he cried because you could tell he was just very torn up about what he should do because, like his parents didn't like that. First of all, okay, so obviously 90 Day Fiancé, these people are coming from a different country. They have 90 days to marry the American, and bada boom, bada bang. So Marcel is from Turkey, and I guess over there, like, it's not cool if you have like been married before and like have kids and stuff. Like, it's like looked down upon from their culture. And so Marcel didn't tell his family that Anna had 3 boys from a previous relationship. And then when he did tell them, they were like, no, and like, you need to come back. And of course he chose his family, and it was really, really sad. And Anna was just like being a total bitch the whole time and like making him feel so bad. Her kids didn't even like him. And then they were like, you're making them so sad. Ugh, whatever. If you watched it, you know what I mean. If you didn't, then you don't. But anyways, Marcel was just the cutest to me. He just was crying. He was heartbroken. It was sad. He ended up coming back. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet, but whatever. Hold on, I gotta cough. But yeah, all the couples kind of ended up together with the exception of Mike and Natalie. They're like in a weird spot right now. But as of now, all the couples are, well, okay, so Angela and Michael aren't married, but they're together. But all the couples are, said I do and all that fun stuff. So now I've started some of the spin-offs. I've started after the 90 days, season 1. So see, it's okay. I mean, like, it just kind of like catches you up on like the couples that we've already seen, like what they're doing and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely got me hooked. I feel like I've opened up a new part of like the world that I didn't understand before, and now I understand it completely. And I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it. So my favorite thing to talk about right now, though, is, of course, The Bachelor. And this past week, we got into the hometowns, which is just the best episode of the year, right? So we went to Hannah Ann's house in Knoxville. We went to Kelsey's house in Iowa. We went to Madison's house in, where did Madison live? Oh, Alabama, Auburn. And then we went to, we kind of went to Victoria's house. Wouldn't completely go to Victoria's house. But anyways, we'll get to that in just a moment. So I thought that all the families were interesting. I definitely thought that Hannah Ann's had the most quote unquote normal family, basic white Southern people, like, whatever. Yeah, they were okay. Her sister cried a little bit too much, and I thought that was kind of odd, but I also don't have a sister. I'm an only child, so I'm like weird to affection and emotion and things like that. So it's probably just my problem, right? Her dad was super, super nice, very dad-like, I thought, or what a dad like should be. And he was like, don't tell Hannah you love her if you don't, blah, blah, blah. And then what did Peter do? He told her he loved her, which makes me think that maybe Hannah's going to win. Also naive as fuck me. I know just because he said he loves her doesn't mean she's going to win. In fact, all the bachelors say that they love people, and then it's just like, no. But anyways, so yeah, Hannah Ann's visit, in my opinion, went pretty well. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Okay, so Kelsey's visit, they went and they were making grapes at the beginning of the day. Or not grapes, they were smashing grapes at the beginning of the day to make wine, blah, 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 blah. They came back to her place, and it was House of the Blondes. And, like, her mom was blonde, and both of her sisters were blonde. And I think her dad was, like, bald. I don't know. But Kelsey's mom kind of gave me that, like, you never do anything good enough feeling. She seemed a little harsh to me. And I think that that's probably why Kelsey is literally 5 seconds away from having a mental breakdown every time we see her. But, whatever. As we know, Kelsey is the one that went home, so her hometown did not go very good. She actually told Peter that she loved him, and he did not say it back. And that is just a sad, sad, sad truth. And yeah, so inevitably, Kelsey ended up going home, which is fucking wild because honestly, Victoria should have gone home. What the fuck? Okay, so before we get to Victoria, let's get to Madison real quick. Madison reminds me of what's his face? Austin on Southern Charm talking about Madison. Anyways, Madison is probably, she's just, I don't know how to explain her. I feel like she's probably never once had anything to go through. Like never had any problems, never had any trouble. Has never really met anyone that doesn't like her. There's this thing in the South. If you're from the South, if you're not and you're about to, it's like the whole like world of the South revolves around sports. And if you are a coach of like a team that everyone loves, such as Auburn, then you and your family are like God in the South. So as we found out, I did not know, Madison's dad is the coach of the Auburn basketball team, and therefore that means everyone loves her within the surrounding areas. So yeah, that, whatever. As we know, we also found out last week or maybe the week before that Madison is just like super, super Christian, wants to save herself for marriage, yada, yada, yada. And that's cool. Her dad looks like a robot with a human skin. And I don't mean to like talk about people's looks because like that's not nice, but like someone make sure he's real. I don't know if he is completely. Maybe that's why he's so good at basketball, because he's a computer. And her mom gives me scary mommy syndrome. Like she is definitely like, they're the type of religious family like that's like, you don't want to go to hell, do you? Don't do this because you'll go to hell. You know that, right? Like, don't do this, don't do that. They're going to hell. You don't want to go to hell. Da, 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 da. Like hell is the forefront of their religion. That is a guess, but that is the vibe that they gave me with the whole mommy situation. Like the mom really like, I don't know, the mom really gave it away for me. Didn't think that hometown went all that great. I don't think anyone else really did either, because I think that they kind of scared Peter a little bit, if I'm being completely honest, and they would have scared me too. So yeah, I would have given her a visit, like a 6 out of 10. Kelsey's was like a 4 out of 10, which obviously I said a few minutes ago she went home, so duh. Victoria's was a 0 out of 10, but somehow she is still with us. Okay, so Victoria's whole storyline literally had me tense the entire time. From the minute we met her to the minute they said goodbye or screamed goodbye or whatever it was that they were doing, I was so tense. First of all, what's with the dance party again? We've already had like a concert dance party with you. I guess she wanted to like relive that. I really can't stand Peter dancing. I break out into hives. My throat starts to close. I get like a weird rash all over my body. I am allergic to Peter dancing. I can't see it anymore. I can't go through it anymore. It needs to be done. And it wasn't. So anyways, after they danced and made me lose my dinner, they split up for the time being so that Victoria could go home or whatever. And Peter could go back to his hotel. And this girl, Marissa, who I found on Instagram, and I was gonna like post her Instagram like to my story, but then I was like, the girl asked for her face to be blurred out, so like maybe I shouldn't do that, but maybe I should do that. Maybe I will still do that. I don't know. I think I might still do it. I don't know. Honestly, I was gonna do it, and then Tommy was like, I don't know if you should do that. Like she asked for her face to be blurred out. Like Tommy's like the angel and I'm like the devil. Like, and I was like, but I want to do it. But anyways, people can find it on their own time. Anyways, it's Marissa, and it's Mercia, Marisa, or something like that. It's not spelled like you would spell Marissa. So there, I did that. That's good enough for you. You guys go find it yourself. Anyways, because it's out there. So Marissa is an ex of Peter's, and she stops him in his tracks and lets him know a thing or two about Miss Victoria. And that thing or two is that she has broken up several relationships, some of which are marriages, because she sleeps with her friends' husbands and boyfriends. Wow, wow, wow. You'd think that's enough information to just be like, okay, gotta go, bye. But not for Peter. Not for Peter. For Peter, it's a turn on, apparently. So he goes to the house and he confronts Victoria right before they meet her family, which I'm not totally convinced is her family. I'm pretty sure those were like paid actors and actresses, because none of them looked like her. Like, what was that? Like, what? Or maybe she's adopted. I don't think she is, but maybe she is. But her family, like, wildly looked nothing like her at all whatsoever. Not one feature the same. So anyways, he confronts her about the things that Marissa said when they were apart for those few hours. And she just completely flips it and turns it on Peter. She's like, really, Peter? You're going to say that, blah, blah, blah. You're going to ask me that right before we go into, like, to meet my parents? Which, yeah, okay, not the best of places to ask, but, like, when is a good time to ask that? When's a good time to ask if you've broken up marriages? So anyways, obvious to me that she has done that probably, like, several times, because she got so offended and so offensive and just so angry. So, yes, and I'm sure Marissa got a very lovely text from her, because Peter told her who it was. He was just like, it was this girl, da-da-da-da-da. So, like, would not have wanted to be Marissa. But also, like, can she post that? Like, that'd be Merry Christmas to me. I would love to read those text messages between Victoria and Marissa. So yeah, and then of course, so wait, let me finish that out. So of course, obviously Peter and Victoria F are now in an argument and things are weird and things are not good. And he ends up going home and he doesn't meet her family. So that's awkward. But then she shows up at his hotel and it kind of like cuts there, but they're about to have sex. So let's just get ready for that. Anyways. So dumb. Peter is so dumb. I'm so ready for the season to be over, honestly. Like, I can't stop watching it, but like also like my head hurts and I need it to be done. I need it to be done. I need to take an Advil and I need it to be done. Yeah. So now we're down to Hannah Ann, Madison, and Victoria F because yeah, Kelsey got the boot this week. Poor girl. Anyways, I think she's gonna be the next Bachelorette. That's just me. Moving on to this week's Vanderpump Rules. Vanderpump was good again this week. I said last week that it kind of was like, let me down a little bit, and it did. But this week we were back, we were up, we were going, and that's because we got a lot of the old cast members. So we had a lot of pastor drama between Brittany and Jax and everybody. Apparently they had a pastor before they got Lance Bass to be the pastor, and that guy was really homophobic and a little bit racist and all the things that some Kentucky pastors are. I said that in my last podcast. If you're from the South, you know. If you're not from the South, now you know. So yeah, there was all that drama with them. I totally think that they would have let it slide. They would have been like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, we know that that's not what you mean, blah, 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 and would have let that guy marry them. But because everyone was like rallying up and like getting like in their face about it, that's why they got the different pastor. I totally think they would have swept it under the rug if it wouldn't have been for Lisa getting involved and things like that. That's my opinion. And I think that's everyone else's opinion as well, except for Jax and Brittany. But like, hello, like the tweet apparently came out like back in January and they got married in June. So it was like 6 months difference. Like you could have figured it out by then and like been like, oh, maybe this guy isn't the best guy to marry us considering our friends and our family and da 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 da. But no, they wanted to keep it, obviously, because of Brittany and where she comes from and da-da-da-da. And I'm not saying Brittany believes the things that he believes. Like, it's obviously that she doesn't. But at the same time, like, why didn't she just, like, fire him the minute that she saw those tweets? I don't know. We saw the bridal shower this week. The bridal shower was really, really cute. Princesses were there. I was very confused about the people that were playing the princesses. I know like anyone can be any princess they want, but Aurora was an Asian woman and Cinderella had long brown hair, but like Ariel was correct. Ariel had like the red hair going on and Tiana, no. Actually, now that I think about it, that was Rapunzel. It was interesting. It was fine. It was cute. It was good. It was just different. I don't know. I'm going to stop right there because I feel like I'm getting into some trecky waters. But anyways, I thought it was hilarious how Kristen came up to Katie and she was like, so are you doing the same thing I'm doing? Like, just like letting this go for the like sake of Brittany? And Katie's like, yeah. And Kristen's like, okay. And it's like, if you're like letting it go, like don't bring it up like at Brittany's bridal shower. Like if you're not bringing it up, if you both are in like a silent agreement that you're not bringing it up because, you know, it's not the time or place, don't go to the other girl and be like, so are you not bringing it up because of where we are? And that girl's like, yeah. And it's like, okay. It's like, you might as well just bring it up, right? I don't know. I think that whole situation is just fucking stupid. I think that Katie should let Kristen feel her feelings. And if Katie is a really good friend, then she would just like be like, listen, I think you're dumb, but I'll be here for you the next time you cry. And I don't know. I go back and forth a little bit, but for the most part, I'm on Kristen's side. I have to cough again. Okay. Maybe I'm getting sick, guys. Again, getting sick again. I also loved how Lisa walked in and Stassi was wearing pink and she was like, you're wearing pink. And Stassi was like, I didn't know you were going to be here. And Lisa was like, take it off. Like, because Lisa's the only one that's allowed to wear pink. I love that. I want to be at that status one day. Pink is my favorite color. And I want to just like be able to go around to people and be like, don't, like, that's my thing. Like, I'm the only one that can wear pink and use pink and things like that. That's a goal. Will I get to it? I mean, we don't know. And then, of course, we had Peter's birthday. I thought that Peter's birthday looked a little bit like a 13-year-old's birthday, but with alcohol. They went to a batting range. No, thank you at all whatsoever. But yeah, I also thought it was hilarious how they didn't invite James, or let me say, Peter didn't invite James because he is a groomsman to Jax, and he takes his duties as a groomsman very seriously, and Jax doesn't like James. Peter is the saddest guy in the entire world. Like, he just, everything about him makes me sad. And if you're taking your bridal or groomsman duties that seriously, it's just sad. That means you don't got really anything else going for you right now. And once this wedding is over, you're probably going to be depressed. So yeah, and then of course, Tom Sandoval confronts Jack, or tries to confront Jax while we're there at the birthday party. But it doesn't really work out, and then everyone gets all mad, and all the people that were like, I can't believe Brittany and da-da-da-da are now on Brittany and Jax's side. Like, it's very weird. It's a very weird... I agree with Ariana. It's like everyone thinks one thing, and then it kind of all gets like shoved on Tom Sandoval, and like it's his fault. Like, I definitely saw that dynamic this week, and I agree it's been done before, and I would be pissed if I were Ariana. And then, of course, the most hilarious scene of the entire night is when Jax was explaining to Tom and Beau that their wedding song was going to be Looks Like We Made It by Shania Twain. And Beau had just made a song or joke about that song. And Jax was like, oh, no, that's our wedding song. And Beau was like, what? Like, it was so funny. Because, like Beau said, like, the one thing that Jax and Brittany don't want anyone to talk about, which is when Jax cheated on Brittany. That's the one thing that they don't want anyone to talk about, yet that's what their wedding song is about making it after like infidelity. So that's super ironic, and it was hilarious. Just like the pure confusion and irony that Beau was coming across was just so funny. Yeah, honestly, I don't have a ton of pop culture news again this week. Like, there has not been that much going on, honestly. And like with President's Day this past Monday, like I just feel like that threw off everything. Everything was like not on. Adele did mention that she will have a new album out in September. So like we're all sitting on the edge of our seats, super excited for that. Really interested to see what that's going to sound like. I imagine it'll probably be about her divorce-ish, but also I feel like she's just in a really good place right now. Like she looks really good. She's gotten herself really healthy for her son. Those are her words, not mine. And yeah, so I'm interested to see what this album will be about. Maybe it'll be upbeat. Maybe it won't be sad. Maybe it'll be like upbeat. What else? Oh, Ben Affleck was in the news this week saying that he was, his biggest regret was leaving Jen Gardner. Gosh. Anyways, and duh, that's your biggest regret. She's like America's sweetheart. She's so pretty and she's so cute. She seems so nice. And you just like shit all over that relationship. But of course, he had an alcohol problem and like, yeah, addiction. It's real. It's serious. It really is. It really is. I'm not knocking that. But like that ruined his relationship. And it's like, dude, like she can't just like sit around and like wait for it. And she's been such a good ex-wife to him. Like, and he's not saying any different. Like, obviously he knows that she's been such a good ex-wife. She's like helped him get to rehab and like helped him with this and helped him with that. And like she could literally probably have like made it to where he never sees his kids again because of the addiction problems that he was facing. But nope, she never did that. Like she's always on his side. And yeah, he said that that was his biggest regret in life, basically saying that he wants her back. But she is in a relationship with someone else whose name I don't know. Surprise. And yeah, honestly, those are like the only two things that have like happened this week that like stick in my brain. So yeah, things I don't get. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. When I sat down in my podcast chair to podcast real quick, I was like, I don't have a things I don't get. I completely get everything. But you know what I don't get? These random little holidays, like President's Day. Like, I can't. Like, I know that there's a reason for them, and I know that it's like, like celebrating the presidents and celebrating Martin King Jr. and so Martin Luther King Jr. Wow, Tabitha. I went to school in Kentucky. Give me a break, okay, guys? Celebrating all these like little like days, just like these days. And it's like, okay, like we can celebrate them, but like certain things don't need to be closed and certain things don't need to just not come on the air because of it and things like that, because it really throws me off. For example, I was trying to get in touch with this company on Monday and they were like, sorry, we're off for the holiday. And I was like, I'm not off for the holiday. I'm on my way to work right now. So it's either all of us be off for the holiday and like, let's all get to enjoy it, or like, no, like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all whatsoever. I'm done with it. And I'm not even just talking like Arbor Day, like Labor Day, like what's the Memorial Day, like all of the days. I'm just not super crazy about them. And I'm not super crazy about any holiday, to be completely honest with you. I don't really even like Christmas, but you know this. Okay. So I'm going to get off here and stop rambling because it's just a rambly type of day. So I will catch you guys the next time. Follow me on Instagram at The Pop Culture Dweeb, on Twitter at TDweeb, and you can also listen to my podcast on YouTube as well, just The Pop Culture Dweeb. Okay, guys, bye!